section of jeemains 2020 and your January shift. In this question, it is asked to find out limit. Options are given to you. And if you see, it's an indeterminate form right now. If you take the limit at this state, it will be 0 by 0 form. So in that case, what we do? We generally use LH rule. But if we use LH rule, we have to get the derivative of this as well as this. Now, if definite integral is there, then how to find out the derivative? For that, there is another rule that is called Newton's Leibniz rule. Just you have to know the Newton's Leibniz rule. So let me write the Newton's Leibniz rule at first. It states that, let me consider here, Ix is any definite integral, say a to gx, some function of x is here. Now you see, and let me consider a function f of t dt. Now what's the derivative of dtx of ix? Newton's Leibniz rule states that just you put the upper limit or in place of t, or replace t by the upper limit. Then it will be f of gx into, then differentiate the upper limit ddx of, or simply let me write g dash x. G dash x. So it's over. That means the derivative you obtained. This is your Newton's Leibniz rule. There may be second case. Say, right, this time ix, lower limit is also a function of gx, upper limit ও তোমার x এর function হয়ে আছে, say hx, and it is suppose f of t dt. So in that case, Newton's Leibniz rule is derivative of ddx of ix, it will be what? তেতিয়া Newton's Leibniz rule কৈছে, in that case you do one thing, as it is, first of all replace t by upper limit, that is your f of, in place of t, hx into h dash x minus, then lower limit f of, in place of t, lower limit g of x into derivative of lower limit, that is your g dash x. In this case, the limits are itself functions of x. I hope the Newton's Leibniz rule is clear to you. Most important, in order to find out limit, which are generally asked in your jeemains as well as in G advanced. Now, come here. So by LH rule, we are to find out limit by LH rule, equal to limit x tends to 0. You have to differentiate this. Derivative of x is 1, and derivative of this Newton's Leibniz rule, here it's a number constant, and in this case a is any real number, it is 0 real number. So in that case, this rule you have to use f of gx. So here this is your f of t, the function of this entire function is your f of t. So if I write f of x here, it will be x sine of 10x. So this rule we are using the first case. Where is the first case? Here, this is the first case, f of gx. So f of, here it will be x sine of 10x into derivative of upper limit, that is your 1. So you have obtained the derivative of this definite integral here. Now it's easy. And what will be the limit? Now it becomes simple, 0 into, and sign of 0 is 0 and answer is 0.